So please join me in welcoming the Honourable Shane Simpson.
Thank you very much, Olga, and thank you, Michael. And I want to also acknowledge that we are here on the territories of the Coast Salish people, the Semiahmoo First Nation, and it's a privilege to be here on their territory. And I do want to thank their leaders who came. I won't call them the chief. I do want to thank their leaders for coming and providing the prayer and the good words that they provided. I'm really pleased and excited to be here at the opening of the centre. We're opening centres like this across the province. There will be 103 centres across British Columbia that are open now, and I'm sure they're all scrambling like Mosaic to get everything in place. It was a short timeline, and certainly having walked around and seen the facility, it absolutely is a heroic effort. WorkBC is an incredibly important piece to the work that my ministry is doing around poverty reduction and inclusion, and it's critical for people in communities who are looking for opportunity and need some help. Whether it's a little bit of help to learn about a resume, prepare a resume, learn about a job search and get out there, or whether they require more supports and assistance than that. Supports that will be with them for an extended period of time as they get ready for employment, as they find a job, and then to make sure that they can sustain that job. And those are supports that have to be there both for the individual and for the employer to make sure that the partnership, the new relationship works and makes sense. And we know that there are challenges, and as we evolve this program and change the program so that it focused more on people with barriers than people who maybe were a little more job ready, we knew that that piece of work meant that we had to build stronger partnerships. We had to be able to walk the path with people for a more extended period of time. And we restructured the program to do that. So what we have is a program that is essentially, and I know for people who work through the past cycle of WorkBC, a program that's quite different. And I very much appreciate the work that everybody has to do to think about the new initiative and how to make that successful as we work forward with that. It really is a model now that is about providing better services and outcomes rather than outputs. It's not about how many people move through the system, but that the people who come into the system and people with vulnerabilities, in fact, have a good experience to get a job and have the opportunity to keep that job. And to work through any challenges, and sometimes there will be challenges, to make sure they've still got that job a year or 2 or 3 down the road, and they're creating a better life for themselves and for their families. As we did this, as I said, one of the things we did is we extended the number of centers. We went from 84 centers to 103 across the province. We put additional dollars into direct supports through skills training, access tools and things, so that centers like the one here will be able to draw and access those resources moving forward. We've paid attention both to people who might be in my ministry on income assistance or disability benefits, but also for the working poor and people who have precarious employment and are looking for better jobs and better opportunity, and how do we support that moving forward. As I said, we've moved to a results-based model rather than how many people come through the door. What's important to me is when people come in, what are the services they're receiving, how are they receiving those services, and what's the success we see at the end of the day in terms of either them, in most cases, getting a job, and in some cases, people who are going to need pre-employment supports that are maybe more extensive. And the new model will help to do that. So it provides for a wide range of services. I'm very excited because I know Mosaic, as with many organizations, but Mosaic, I certainly know through their history, understands that work, has been doing that work for a very long time, certainly in East Vancouver, but elsewhere in the province as well. So it's important. So I'm pretty excited that we're able to open such a fabulous facility here in the community. This center is important to the work that we're doing around poverty reduction as well. You'll know that we brought the first poverty reduction strategy to British Columbia. We legislated it last year in the fall. We introduced the plan Together BC this spring. It's an all-of-government initiative, but more than being an all-of-government initiative, it's an all-of-community initiative. We will not be successful in achieving our targets for poverty reduction, a 25% reduction in overall poverty and a 50% reduction in child poverty over the next 5 years unless we're all in. If it's my ministry, it's going to fail. If it's all of government, maybe we get there. But if it's all of community and government working together, if it's the Board of Trade, if it's the Chamber, if it's unions, if it's community groups, if it's those people who deliver services, if it's critical organizations, we have the opportunity to succeed. And a big piece of that, we built the plan on 4 pillars: on affordability, on opportunity, on social inclusion, and on reconciliation. And the strategy we have gets us most of the way there. We know how we get there. But we're going to have to build and strengthen that opportunity piece. And that's the piece that breaks the cycle of poverty. And a huge piece of that is creating opportunities for people who are looking for a job, who want to change their life. And they want to change it because they want a job that will create a better standard of living, but they want to be valued. And we all know here, as I know, that when you meet people for the first time, it's what's your name and then it's what do you do. And that's part of valuing people. And if we want people to be resilient and to be strong and to be able to succeed, then we have to support them in building their confidence and that resilience. And this center and centers like it are going to have an important role to play in achieving that as we move forward. This is challenging work. It's not easy. People struggle and they need help. And I'm really pleased that Mosaic and the many other organizations around the province who are going to do this work on behalf of my ministry, on behalf of the government, are here. These are the partners we need. The people in this room and everything that you represent are the partners that we need as we move forward. So thank you to Mosaic. Thank you all for being here. It's great to have the opportunity to open the office. And so congratulations with this. I'm really excited to be here. It's a privilege to be here to celebrate this. And I'm looking forward over the coming years as the center evolves, as the work evolves, and as we beat the targets that we've set for poverty reduction, as we create the opportunities for people who are struggling with health issues or with disabilities to be successful, as we support those people, the working poor, who are looking to improve their situation, get better jobs and better opportunity and better training, and to have the lives that we all aspire to.